Y'all recognize this? Yes, this is a 2010 model. Now, do y'all recognize this? Ta-da! Yes, it's not a 3.6 Pentastar. However, it is a V6. Just not a 3.6. Just not a V6 3.6 Pentastar engine. Okay, this is the 4-liter, guys. It's similar version to the 3.5, but it was on the rear wheel drive models. Okay, yeah, so it was turned this way. Now, this one I checked out last week. I'm not shocked that they came back. Of course, you're gonna come back if you got a lifetime warranty. Yeah, it's a lifetime warranty on this 2010 model. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, damn, almost 200, probably 210,000 miles, I think. Lifetime warranty, powertrain that is. And guess what falls under the powertrain warranty? That's right, guys. Parts relating to coolant leak. It was in for a coolant leak. I checked it out. Pressure tested, of course. Remember what I told y'all about pressure testing? All right, now, there are other ways. There are other forms of pressurizers in the system. Me, myself, I use the pump style. I'm aware of the other kind. It's just, everybody's different. So I pressurize the system, drip, 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 right down there by the water pump. Yeah, pretty amazing. So I'm kind of getting happy because this pays well, but it's different from what I'm used to. Okay, in fact, there's a freaking harmonic balance on here that has to be pulled off and pressed back on. So yeah, I got to dust off the cobweb on some of my tools. I'm used to working on new cars. Yeah. Well, anyway, let me tell y'all about this customer, how somebody had to talk some sense into them. Okay, again, powertrain warranty will cover the water pump. Ta-da! Yes, it's covered. Okay, good for the customer, right? Now, however, without me knowing that this thing had a warranty on it, I write up the typical repairs as it relates to a water pump job, right? Y'all know the rest of the parts that you typically get on a timing belt driven engine, right? Tensioner, guess what? It's covered as well. Yeah, okay. I really get these over 200,000 miles. This thing will last forever, but 200,000 miles and its warranty, why not? And that other part, where's that my other part that I always get? In fact, it is crucially important. Yeah, get this. Yes, this is the idler, timing belt idler. Always get these, guys. I've seen these fail where the bearing will just come out inside. I've seen these fail sooner than the timing belt. You see what I'm saying? Timing belt got a typical 100,000 mile lifespan, depending on the belt. But these 3.5s, those timing belts will go forever. But I've seen these fail and destroy the timing belt. So every time you get a timing belt, I'll get one of these. Now, here's what I mean by somebody had to talk some sense into this customer. Warranty covered everything except, guess what? That's right. Some of y'all already knew where I was going with this. Warranty will not cover the timing belt. It is what they dub a wearable part. Okay? In other words, it wears out. Okay? They're not going to give you no lifetime timing belt. And do you know the customer had to be explained, because this belt fairly expensive. I think they wanted maybe $200 for this. I don't make prices, guys. Don't get in. Hey, don't bring it. Don't bring it. I don't make prices. My point is, I mean, they could have brought me a belt. I don't want to reuse the old belt because I'm going on with a new water pump. But this was not covered, and we offered the customer a chance to get your timing belt replaced. All you had to do was buy the part. You see what I'm saying? Y'all heard of the term called overlapping? Yes, that's what I would be guilty of had I charged her extra for installing a timing belt, especially if I got the water pump off. Remember, the freaking water pump is driven by the timing belt. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that's how the water pump driven. So in order to replace the water pump, the timing belt have to be removed. Now, since she got lucky and warranty paying for this, here's a chance to get a free install. Otherwise, you would have had to pay me 5 hours labor to replace this. Okay, lady, you do the math. Let's use some common sense here. I'm thinking grandson or grandchild or somebody kicked in. They had to get on the phone and call it, because I was like, fine, I'll put it on. I'll put it back on. Y'all know I don't like working like that. I'm guessing you can get a timing belt somewhere 30-40 bucks. I don't know. That's why I say, guys, I gotta leave my feelings at home, and I suggest you do the same when you at work. Okay, yes, we all guilty of feelings, being humanized, being a human. I don't want to see grandma riding around with a new water pump and an old timing belt that could give out any minute now. At one point, I remember a time, I got this on video. I took, with my discount, right, at AutoZone, I could get a timing belt. I can't remember what kind of car it was, for $22. I took $22 out of my pocket and paid for a lady timing belt. She simply didn't have the money. So it wasn't a matter of, I got it and I think y'all trying to rip me off. No, she just simply didn't have the money. So what I did was fit the bill and bought, I just have to tag an hour on something else or have an advisor, shoot me an hour for something, because I couldn't watch that lady. Oh my goodness, man. Now the only reason I did that again, because she just literally didn't have the money. In other words, had she had the money, she would have approved it just to buy the part. All I needed was the part. But so I went out of my way and paid for that. But that's why I say, man, sometimes you got to leave your feelings at home, because it'll get you in trouble at work. Owners, they blood sucking. they dollar more. That's, hey, I work for this place. I have no call or no say, so I have to abide by their rules. All right, in any business, you have rules you have to abide by. I'm talking way too damn much. I got some freaking, what y'all thinking it's gonna pay on the warranty? 1.9 or some little shit like that. 2 hours, 2.4. Remember, I got a pulley down there I got to press off. So let me go to my toolbox and see if I can find my damn. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I haven't used that thing in freaking years, because we do mostly new cars, and ain't nothing pressed on anymore. From a new car standpoint, we dealing with whole other issues at this point. Guys, I got work to do. I don't know. I'm gonna take all this off. Y'all know the drill. There ain't nobody out here got nailed one of these, so why should I film this like tutorial style like Uncle Mark? No, who's driving? Uncle Mark got one of these, I think. Uncle Mark may have a video. In fact, if I'm gonna look on his channel, if he do got anything related, I think he got a van with a 4-liter in it, or a 3.8. He had different options. I'm gonna card that right here. Y'all want to do I don't know if he did a timing belt or what he did, but go check out Uncle Mark's channel. In fact, I'm not gonna card the video. I'm gonna card his channel right there. Go check out Uncle Mark tutorial videos. That's what you want. That's what you're gonna get over there, not here, because I'm not set up to do tutorial videos. Guys, I'm talking too much. All right, guys, I decided to come back. Y'all know why. Y'all saw those drops at that water pump? I ain't even under pressure. And that damn thing just drip, drip, drip. Yeah, over time, that would make a puddle. Now, the reason I stopped, I thought I was done as far as speaking on this video. The rest of it was supposed to be visual. But remember what I'm about to do. I'm getting ready to replace the water pump. In order to replace the water pump, the timing belt have to be removed. Now, what I want to remind you of is, before you remove the timing belt, please do yourself a favor and bring top dead center up. Okay, in other words, put the car in time, put the engine in time. All right, the way I'm gonna accomplish that is, first of all, never turn the engine with the camshaft. Always use the crank. So I'm gonna put me a socket and use my breaker bar to rotate the engine. And I'm gonna bring, this is one of the cams up to here, right here. So I'm gonna put the vehicle in time using the marks, and then I will disassemble it. Okay, I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna do everything. I want this engine, because I drove it in and it was running fairly okay. It was running the way it's supposed to. I want it to run that way when I leave. In other words, I'm gonna get it right back in time, as opposed to yanking everything off and then you gotta put it in top dead. Yeah, this is the smarter way, guys. Work smarter, not harder. All right, let me rotate this engine, man. Bring up top dead center. All right, guys, as you can see, looking down at that crank, I'm 1 tooth off. Now, right here, I got my breaker bar in place, so I'm rotating the engine We got a little bit ways to go. One more toot. That should about do it. Yes. I can see the crank on. I can see the cams on. So now I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to mark my timing marks. That was going to be hard. Let me do this. Now, there you have it. One cam, as well as the crank. Now, guys, it's safe to disassemble it and gain access to your water pump and get that damn water pump replaced. All right, I got my work to do. All right, guys, let's take a look at this belt. Now, because I can pretty much tell if somebody done been in a front cover like this, I want to go out on a limb, and the high mileage on this vehicle, I want to go out on a limb and suggest it's not the original belt. Or it could be. I'm looking for the writing on it. Usually Mopar have that Mopar writing on it. I don't see none of that. It's time to get to this leaking ass water pump, which looks like, oh my goodness, guys, that water pump been replaced. Look at that. You know what? That's a Derman water pump. Yeah, and plus, like I say, I can tell if this cover been off because a lot of the screws was missing and the bolts was out of place. That time, this water pump been replaced before. And if I had to guess, I think this is a Derman water pump. Wait a minute. Well, why? If it's lifetime warranty, why would somebody put some junk on here? I don't know. I don't care. I know what it's finna get. Look, it's still dripping right before our very eyes. Look at that. Derman sucks. Look. Oh my goodness. Mopar would never drip like that. Alright, let me stop clowning around. Whoa. Alrighty. Now, let's inspect this. Okay, again, I'm confused. Got a Mopar lifetime warranty on this vehicle. However, this is not an old water pump and it's not a factory water pump. It's a Derman water pump. Y'all see that big old D right there? Yeah. So why on earth would a customer that has a lifetime Mopar warranty end up with a Derman water pump that's leaking? Yeah, I told you somebody been in here, guys. I don't know. I don't have time to investigate, so I'm where I need to be. All I'm gonna do is clean this off, put the new water pump back on, put the in timing. I'm gonna have to jack the engine up to remove this because I'm replacing this, raise the engine up rather. And guys, that's it. That's the last you're gonna see of me on this video. Remember, I'm gonna have to press this pulley back on, okay, because it's press fit. So I had to pull it off. I'm gonna have to press it back on with a tool, special tool. All right, don't none of this bam bam bam, none of that crap, man. Use the special damn ta-da. Yes, guys, I'm one of those hammer guys. I used to hammer this shit in, but yeah, when you know better, you do better. So you just simply screw this in and drive the pulley on there. In fact, I got a clip right here. I'm gonna show you. All right, but in the meantime and in between time, I'm done with this video. I gotta go, man. That's all I have. I gotta finish this. Thanks for watching.